What's up, y'all? It's Billy Blass from MachineMasters.com, and today I'm here to give you guys a basic beat tutorial using the MPC Live from start to finish. We're going to be using a sample, and the sounds that I'm going to be using, they will be available at MachineMasters.com. You can definitely get the sounds from there, and there'll be a download link using these specific sounds that I'm doing for the sake of this tutorial. So what I'm going to do first is we're going to load up a sample and show you how to chop it up and export the sample and all of that into a program. All right, so being at the MPC Live and the MPC X as well, the software works the same. The MPC Live is just a smaller version of the X, as we know, and it doesn't have as many Q links, but as we go along here, the screen is still the same, so you can still do the same things. So I'm going to be using the Live most of all because of the fact that it's standalone, and it's easier to maneuver for me around in the standalone because I'm used to using it that way. But when we start this, you can do this in the software as well as on the hardware. So I'm going to load up my sample, and what I like to do, of course, again, I'm doing it from the hardware. So you hit the menu button, and when you hit the menu button, it takes you to the main menu. But if you tap the menu button twice fast, it'll take you to the browser. So now I'm in my browser function. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to where I have my sample loaded at. Mine specifically is in the folder already. I know where it's at. So I'm going to go and I'm going to load up the sample. That's the sample, and the reason why it's playing is because I have it on auto addition. And now when you go to load up a sample, a pad is going to be lit up in the bank that you're in, because that's where it's going to put the sample at. But I don't want my sample to go on that pad, so I'm going to unhighlight the pad. Now make sure you do that if you don't want it to go to a specific pad. I'm just going to press load, and it's going to open it up in the sample edit window. So now that we press load, we can go back, press menu, and then from menu, we can go to sample edit. And in sample edit, there goes the sample right there. We're gonna play through the sample, and we're gonna count the bars. It's a 4-bar loop. So, and if you're not aware of how to count bars, then we're gonna count the bars together so you can have an understanding of how to count bars. So let's go through and listen to the sample. All right, so that's a 4-bar loop. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna count the bars so you know how to understand, or have a better understanding how to count the bars. All right, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4. Now that's the 4-bar loop. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna chop this sample up and export it into a program. So now in order to chop your sample, what you want to do is you want to go to trim, tap on the trim icon right there, on the trim tab rather, and that'll bring you into the chop tab. We're going to hit regions. It's going to give us 16 slices. So we can press the pads and it'll have each individual chop or slice on that pad. All right, so now that's our 16 chops right there, or 16 slices rather. So what I'm gonna do here a little bit is I'm gonna, because it does it automatically for when you use the regions. So I want to go in and just tighten up the beginnings of a lot of these. So we're gonna go to the Q links over here, and if you press down the Q link and hold it, the Q link button and hold it, it'll tell you what all of the Q links do for whichever bay you're in the Q link window. So for now, I want to use the last one because I want to use the zoom. So we're going to go to the last one, and the red icon, the red dot shows you that you're in the last Q-Link window. So the bottom one is the zoom. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the second pad because the first one is already chopped and it's already at the beginning by default. So let's just run through and tighten up the start points of some of these slices. See how we're getting that pop right there? I mean, that's what we don't want. If we can avoid it. All right, so that's pretty good right there. I like the way that sounds. So let's just audition these real quick so you can hear the difference of how it flows a little more. I might be able to bring that one back a little bit. I like that little dramatic part in the beginning. Yeah, so I like the way that's sounding. Now we got that together. All of the start points and stuff are nice and tight. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna convert this to a program. So to convert the chops, what we're gonna do is we're gonna hold down Shift, and you're gonna, on the hardware, you're gonna hold down Shift on the MP, hold down Shift and press Convert. We're gonna use New Program with Samples. We press Do It. Now when you press Do It, you see it'll say the sample name and then 1. And as it'll go through, it will go through all of the different chops because it has now cropped the samples to the start and end points of where each slice was at. And it also maintains, it preserves the original chops as well, slices as well. All right, so now that we have that, we're gonna move on to the second part of the tutorial. So I'll see you guys in part 2. All right, peace.